Hi Scorpio, this is Heather with Twin Flame Blu-ray Tarot. This is your reading for May of 2022. I hope you're all doing well. I have kind of put an intro without fully meaning to just do it there in the Aries video. So if you want to take a look at what was going on with me this month and the collective, then that is there. I will kind of quickly recap as I'm putting cards down. So I've been, and the collective of feminines has been more in a much more 3D. Everybody's been getting almost around the twin flame card. Much more 3D energy because the feminines are holding space in the 3D a lot more so now, and the masculines are having their big wake up that we've been talking about. So I wanted to come on a lot more and do readings this month, but I've been doing an extra job in 3D, but it's actually very 5D. I talked about it a little bit, I think last month. I'm actually working right by the ocean. It's so magical and amazing, and meeting all kinds of amazing people and connections for my business actually as well. So nothing is strictly 3D anymore, and the masculines are being pushed into, as the Emperor card comes up in reverse right now, representing the masculine here. They are having their full-on like push into 5D and spiritual craziness, dark night of the soul awakening. So things have shifted a lot for both sides of this connection, and we are also going into, we just passed, as I'm recording this early this morning on the 30th of April, the first solar eclipse of the year, if I keep saying if I'm not mistaken on that, and the lunar eclipse I think is on the 16th of May, so we're in the eclipse corridor. It's very, very powerful, and we are coming up on Mercury in retrograde, I think towards the lunar eclipse time. So take a look at your birth chart and see where all of this is if you want to know where it's hitting you specifically. But we're going to take a look and see what is coming up for Scorpio in general in this reading for May. So without further ado, like I said, if you want to hear more in detail about collective energy and all of that, take a look at the beginning of the Aries reading. But let's get into your cards. Let's see. And sorry if I'm not as I've just this is what, my 8th reading I think so far tonight, and I'm trying to get these all out hopefully on the 1st, if not by the 2nd. So bear with me as I am reading for you at the moment here. I really like seeing this card in the middle. The Six of Autumn is one of my personal favorite cards. So let's see what's going on in the first part of the month, though. Apparently the Strength card, Leo card, has been, well, the Sun card as well, but the Strength card representing Leo, you're getting a nice little boost of strength from the universe. This is also personal power as well as strength. So a little boost here for this first part of the month. Apparently you're needing a little extra oomph from the universe. So the Emperor in reverse, okay, because you're feeling what your masculine's going through. Again, us water signs pick up on everything. I am Pisces, so you're feeling equal partnership. You're so psychic. Okay, now I'm getting the kick from kick of energy and the boost from Scorpio that I always end up getting when I do these readings. That always bowls me over a little bit. So you are seeing the divine partnership come in. Very different energy when I read for Scorpio every time, because you guys are already uber psychic. So you're already seeing this come in, so I don't have to tell you guys much of anything with that. The divine partnerships are already being set on fire with the awakening of the masculine. I was like, why isn't the Scorpio card out? You guys don't need it. Like a lot of the signs have had their own card front and center or first card out. We're just getting right past that into your psychic vision of what's already going on. So here we go again. I love that. I love reading for Scorpios. Sorry, it's my own personal, my twin is a Sag, but Sagittarius energy keeps coming up for everyone. So here's the Princess of Spring. Could be some Aries energy in there too, because that came up for them. But yeah, fiery energy, transformation all around the Emperor with all this fire. So they're in the transformational fires right now. I would say in the Crucible, and also going like through the Phoenix fires of transformation, rising from the ashes when this is all done. Their wings will be intact and they will fly free from all this, but right now they're in the thick of it. They're in the heaviest part of their transformation time. And as psychic Scorpios, you've already seen this. Here's the twin flame card. Here's the awakening card. Excuse me. I'm trying to hold on to my voice through all of these readings tonight. So you're already seeing the whole thing. They're having to free themselves from the old thoughts, old patterns, the healing of transformation work that they're doing right now. Ace of Swords is coming in to cut through the BS, to cut away so much of the stuff. It's like psychic surgery, and they're cutting, it's almost like big chunks of themselves away that just need to go. We are also, whether it's divine feminine or masculine watching, I'm going to say we as divine feminine are going through physical transformation, and detox came up for, I think, the Virgo reading. So we are deep in 3D in ways that we haven't been in years. I keep saying this probably for every sign, but the physical part of that is coming up very strongly, and this literally like cutting away. I keep seeing it sounds like it would be graphic, but it actually doesn't look like that in my vision. So with this Ace of Swords, it's like cutting away like a whole front side of someone, or front or back side. It's like, but it's like adipose tissue that didn't need to be there, so it's going away so that it can reveal the true person inside, the true form of the person inside. So it's cutting away all the BS that doesn't need to be there. And it's, you know, this is the big, again, boost from the universe, the help from the universe that I think both sides are needed. It's like we're mirroring, as the divine feminine, the physical transformation, I think, for a lot of us, because like we're going through major detox stuff and physical changes, as the masculine is going through spiritual changes, which when I was going through it was also mirrored with a huge physical detox too, because I couldn't hold that physical weight or energy or any of it anymore. It all had to go back then. So that doesn't mean it didn't come back in some form since then, but when I was going through the deepest, darkest part of the dark night of the soul, I went through all kinds of detox stuff that I never would have considered going through before. So yeah, they're going through it, and I think it can be mirrored with us, with the physical part of that, because we're holding the 3D energies more now. I hope that my phone holds out through this. Let me see. I was wondering if the battery was going to go. I think I'm getting really low on my battery, so if this cuts out, I apologize in advance. Yeah, let me just get through as much of this reading as I can. So, where was I? You're already seeing the divine partnership and what it's going to be, even coming into this month. This is the masculine trying to keep their defenses up around them. Actually, let me see if I can plug this phone in. Hold on just a moment. Okay, well, the phone is plugged in for the video, but the lighting is now totally different. Let me see if I can get that back. Hold on. Okay, I think the lighting is back. Let's just make sure this is gonna look weird for a second. Make sure the video is facing the right way. Okay, this would happen during Scorpio's reading. Sorry about that. Okay, and now I totally have forgotten where my train of thought was, but oh yes, thank you, Spirit. So when I'm doing readings, they give me messages I don't get in day-to-day life because I'm totally channeling, and they help me out that way. So the Nine of Spring or Nine of Wands is the masculine trying to put up their defensive wall around themselves because they're going through this is really intense, but they're going through so much pain. But we know what this is like because as feminines, we have been through this first. We were pushed through this first. So they're going through so much pain, and they'll even take the cutting away of parts of themselves right now with the sword because they can't stand the pain, and they'll do anything to get through the transformation of it. I've never even seen this smoke in here before. It's really calling my attention. It's almost like cauterizing wounds and stuff, like the smoke coming from them. I can talk about this with Scorpio because you guys hopefully all of you understand the deep dark parts of transformation and how intense this can be. So this is what I'm seeing. It's like cauterizing and like cutting away parts of, like with a surgical laser knife. That's what I'm seeing. So they're in so much pain, they just don't even want to, they can't deal with anything else. They're pulling back from the communication that they had a couple months ago with us because now they're deep in it. And of course it took the Scorpio reading for me to be able to fully see into this deep, dark, intense, almost gory part of their transformation. It's really, if I could, I hope the emotions coming through, I'm sure intuitively you can pick up on it, but it's just, now I'm feeling their pain, and it's not so overwhelming because like I said, we've been through it. I know what this is. It came through a couple months ago after communication from my twin and a lot of our twins, where I was just down for the count for a couple of days because I was mirroring and kind of going through part of his transformation with him, and it was like being laid up from the dark night of the soul when I was going through it years ago. But I was like, I know what this is. It's not, I knew almost immediately it's not mine. I just have to lay here and let the energies push through me. And maybe it's something I still needed to detox from my physical body, but it felt a lot, and intuitively it felt like a lot of what he was going through. And I was just, because our etheric bodies are connected, that I was going through part of that detox and transformation with him then. So we know what this is, and they're just going through it. I keep getting all these interruptions with your reading, my goodness. We're just going through some of it with them. Communication obviously is stopped up because my throat chakra is going nuts right now. And there is communication energy with the air sign cards on the table. So lots of air, lots of fire. Whew. And they don't feel like they can kick their heels up and have fun right now, because they're like, wait a minute, you guys were going, the feminines were going through this insanity, and they could feel it like we can feel theirs. They could feel it. But part of them, because they were more in 3D and kept from a lot of this, because they were holding it in 3D, the energy's there, it was almost like they looked at us and went, oh no, they're crazy. Like, they could get away with saying that if that's what some of them are saying, because they didn't have to go through it like this yet. Now, their lives were turned upside down and tangled messes, but they were still allowed to hold space in 3D and do all this 3D stuff, like substances, like drinking or whatever, going out and dating around, and whatever it was to try and drown out what was going on with us and what transformation had started with them. And they were allowed, like we said, to hold it in 3D and to do some more of these 3D things. They're not now. We are. We are getting some of the soulmate energy in. We are getting some of that fun, flirty, date around energy in. Some of it's blocked, some of it's open. It depends on the person, depends on the divine timing. But we are now having abundance come in like crazy, a lot of us. We are now having, more 3D looking jobs. Some of us, those of us that have been healers, have been shocked that we're going back into some 3D work. But it is to reconnect with the 3D world and to be a light to people who are going through this crazy transformation on the planet. So here we are as our twin flame selves. We're a lot more whole. We are a lot more healed. We can go back out there in this higher energy on the planet anyway and hold space while people have their transformations. And that's part of this. We didn't know it. We didn't see it coming, I don't think, at least most of us. And it was kind of a big shock to the system. But here we are at this time where we're flip-flopping with our masculines, and they are holding it now in the 5D. They're doing the work that we thought we were only we were going to go through. They're doing it now, and it's their time to carry that torch. So here they are with all this fiery stuff around them and the swords, and they're doing all this intensive training and work. And we are kind of out here celebrating life while they're still going through the wicked. Like, all of this is happening energetically around us. So I'm sure you guys know, but as I've said to a couple of the other signs, like, remember that if you need to ask for help from your guides and angels, you guys are so intuitive anyway, but remember, this is your public service announcement to ask your guides and angels to help keep all of this separate from your stuff as much as possible, and to untangle your thoughts and emotions and feelings from theirs on a regular basis, because we've already gone through it. We don't need to go through it again, and we certainly don't need to take on an extra burden while we're holding space where we need to hold it. So yeah, and we also cannot do it for them and cannot be crutches, because that slows their progress down. So we want to keep our energies as clear as possible, because it's now our job to hold the 3D energy and let them be in the 5D and go through their transformation. So that's why I think the universe must be giving you an extra boost of strength right now, because yeah, it's not for them, and keep that in mind. It is for you, because there are separate jobs while the separation, physical separation, whatever it is going on. Even if you're living together and they're going through this, it has to be their journey, because everyone has to go through this part of the journey alone. It is part of the training, because we're all here to level up so much that we can hold space for the people that are going through the transformation on the planet that need it, and be able to guide them through it, because our connection with our soul and our spirit guides and angels are so strong that we have walked our talk, and we can be the example for the people out here in the world. Speaking of abundance, this has been coming through for several signs. 6 of Autumn, so here's gifts from the universe, prizes, gifts by way of money, rewards, bonuses, things like that. Could be a new beginning in work as well. A lot of us are getting that. New place of living. I personally have gone through that in the last few months, or actually 5 months ago now. No longer feeling like we are left out in the cold. This card is also about giving and receiving. So being open to receiving this abundance from wherever it comes in from, because as divine feminines, that is our job, is to be able to receive. And if we have not gotten that lesson yet, the universe is like, you're going to sit your butt down and take time out until you understand that it is your job now to receive, because you've done so much work and you've gone through all of this transformation and you've done your job and held it down. It's time to let go, and which we've had to learn a lot of surrender and release on this journey anyway. But it's time to receive in very different ways than you thought you would ever be receiving again. Very physical, very out in life with other people. We have been in hermit mode. We have been secluded. We have been isolated. Even with the whole 2020 thing, even before that, many of us met our twin flames. Even with that, some of us were more isolated because of the spiritual growth and journey we were going through that no one else could understand unless they were on a high spiritual path. So we've been in this mode. It's time to come back out into the world, celebrate, be with loved ones or family or friends or whoever it is, because a lot of us don't have the same people around us that we did when we started this whole thing. And here comes Knight of Cups, or Prince of Summer in this deck, with the offer of love. So there is connection, there is good stuff to enjoy. There are good things in love and romance and relationships in general to be enjoyed and be had. And yeah, I think that's all I'm going to say, because I think we're at the 23-minute mark now. So I thought I had a lot more time, but I think I've already channeled and talked a lot at this point. So thank you, Scorpio. I hope that you have an amazing month of May, and leave a comment, a like, whatever it is. I always enjoy hearing whatever it is that's going on with you, and if you resonate with this, let me know what it is that you're going through or you're feeling, especially with your intuition out there. So I will see you next month. Thanks, Scorpio.